All right, guys, we're back again. Today we're going to be putting metal fenders on the Juggernaut. I've got a Rubicon. It's got the Highline fenders on it. I mean, they're pretty, but not very good off-road, okay? We will be taking the liners out as well. Eventually, I'll have the metal liners to go in there as well. I'm not sure what kind I'm going to go with. Today, I'm going to be installing Fishbone front tube fenders. And I got those on a deal from a guy off of Facebook Marketplace. And then I also got a set of rear ones. I don't know the brand on those. Those are steel. The front ones are aluminum. Really light, really nice fenders. Stay tuned. I'll show you doing one side, and we'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. All right, guys. We will be installing these metal fenders on the Gladiator soon. So I bought the rear and the fronts used. I'm not sure who made the rears. The fronts are Fishbone. The fronts are aluminum. They're really light and nice. These right here are a nice fender. They are steel. The Fishbones came with this welting you see here that goes along the fender to help prevent rocks from getting in between your fender and your paint. Unfortunately, as you see here, it was tore due to the guy I brought it from taking it off of his rig. So here's the other piece. So I tried. This piece was actually still good, but I was unable to get enough to make the rear match. So I did go out and find my own. That's not it. And it was a welding just like this. Now, the bead is not as big, okay? This was like a 1/4 inch bead. That was like a 3/8 bead. It's a big bead. I wish I could have found more of that. I was unable to at an affordable price. I think Steel Rubber Products had it, and it was, I mean, it was like $100, $119 for like 20 foot. I can't afford that. So I got on the eBays and I found this product. Like I said, 1/8 inch bead and, or sorry, not 1/8 inch bead, 1/4 inch bead. And, you know, it's like 1.5 inch welting there. So I didn't need all that to hang down off of this. So I just cut half of that off. As you can see here, I taped it. Tape is not holding anymore, but I taped it to this fender and then cut out for the holes and then slotted for the bends. The way the Fishbone, it's a really good idea, because how do you hold this on there? How do you hold this welting on there while at the same time trying to install the fender? The answer is 2-side tape. That's what Fishbone used, so that's what I'm going to use. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to stick on one side, I'm going to stick the 2-side tape on here and then put my new welting on. I'll show you me doing that to one rear and one front. All right, we're going to start this process off by an isopropyl alcohol just to clean up this place where we are going to install the welting, and then we will actually, so we will clean the welting off as well, just to make sure that we don't have anything there. And I'm actually washing the wrong side, so I wrote tape on the side that is going to be taped down. I suggest you do that. That way you know which side's the front and the back, you know which side to clean. Like I said, the part that goes to your fender doesn't need to be cleaned. The part that you tape the welting to this needs to be cleaned. And I simply, as you can see, those grooves there, like I said, I cut out for the bolt holes, and then I cut out to make the radius on the bends. You just slice that, lay it up there, cut it as you go. You can mark it and then cut it later, whichever one. I did leave some overhang on this one over here. So, like I said, we'll put our tape on here, and then we will ever so gently apply our welting to the fender. And for this project, I did buy, I think it was 25 foot of this welding. And as you can see, I got about 6 foot left over. And so you'll need at least 25 foot of tape there too. 20 foot of tape. All right, I got 1/2 inch 3M two-side tape. So we're just going to start putting it on. Said it ain't got to be perfect. It's just there to hold the welting so you don't have to fight with it while installing this stuff. I don't believe it will serve any other purpose other than that. We will get our scissors and we will cut around the bolt holes. We'll cut around the radiuses as well here. You can cut this, a radius in this stuff, just like you cut the radius in the welting. Just give it a little bend. You don't want it to stick out above the fender because you'll be able to see the tape. We don't want to do that. And the two-side tape is not terribly expensive, so you know, you want to get it right. You don't want to waste it, because if you only bought 30 feet of it or 25 feet of it, then you don't want to have to go get more. Just take your time, put this on here, make it as ornate as you want it. Like right down here, there's no bolt holes in your way, so you just stick it on there at the edge, finish up like that. All right, so we have our two-side tape attached. We can get something and just make sure that's stuck there good. We'll roll it out. So it's going to be a week or so before I'm actually able to start the fender install. I am kind of worried that my tape will lose its stickiness by then. It shouldn't. It is waterproof, water resistant. Again, we're not trying to prevent water from getting in here. We just want to hold our welting to the fender flare. All right, we're going to peel off the back side of the two-side tape. If I can get my fingernails to work. There we go. Well, maybe. If it sticks as good as the paper, we'll do all right. Anybody got any tricks for this? If you do, post it in the comments. I'm open to tricks. So I'm gonna take that. Being the paper off tape is the first part. This part down. I'm gonna bring him. One more just make it bulletproof. Yay! The old saying was, it's like watching paint dry. Thing says it's like watching Chuck remove the backing of two-sided tape. All right, it's all off. Now we will get our welting, and we will carefully place this up here. We'll start at one of the holes because we know that's where we start and stop. Line it up with the edge of the fender, and then we'll just slowly lay it down, keeping the top of the welting, or the bottom of the welting, in touch with the top of the fender. We'll just do that all the way around, very slowly, very gingerly. I did call Fishbone to see if they had the proper welting, their welting, and they no longer make this fender, so the only welting they have is for warranty claims. So they were unable to sell me any. Well, we're going to see how start and restart stopping goes here, because I just messed up the tape a little bit, messed up the welting. There we go. We'll see if that holds. Now, as you can see, welting holds a lot truer with on tape. So a couple of my bolt holes didn't exactly line up. It's real simple. Cut it out of your way. Okay? That's it. There, here. Just cut it out of your way. Right here. I could have used about an inch 3M tape. That would have worked. But I think it looks pretty good. You look at that. See that? It's nice and pretty now. And should keep rocks and chips and dirt and everything from getting in there and messing up the paint. I suggest leaving this thing laying like this. Don't turn it over. You don't want to give it the opportunity to mess up. Trim the bottom down here to better match the fender. Just like that. Trim this side to better match the fender. This one's kind of round. So let's do that right there. All right. That one is done. I will put it on the ground and get a front one. This one's going to be a little more tricky. It has a sharp bend toward the end. So as you can see, it's going to bend a good bit. So we might put a couple pieces of extra tape here. We'll see. We'll start running our tape. We'll start down here. We're going to come back and cut it off where we cut. Any bolt holes. All right, we'll go back through, and the known holes will open up with, we'll go get a knife. So this razor knife I got in a kit, and for some ignorant reason it doesn't have a stop. So when you push down, the blade wants to go in. I don't have to tell you how dangerous that is. Same thing as with all the safety knives they have, where if you're not holding exact pressure, the blade pops back in. That is so dangerous. So dangerous. All in hopes that you don't cut yourself. Just be careful. Don't cut yourself. Learn how to use the tool you're using. I can say that here. I can't say that in other places. All right. So that is all torn off. We will tear the paper off now, maybe. Don't let yourself over, you can see. So how many of you like seeing my darling girls on our last video where we were camping? I know my darling girls loved being on YouTube. They think they're celebrities now, and they are. All right, so we will start on this end again. Hopefully, we'll start where it lines up, and we'll go from there. That one lines up. That one lines up. Okay, so let that just rest right on top of the fender. Try to do that before you let it stick down. You don't want it sticking up too high. You don't want it too low. Mainly, you want it to be uniform all the way across. You want it to be uniform all the way across, Chuck. A little bend down here. And that's two-sided tape. Sticks real good to the rubber. Not so good to the metal. Not as good to the metal. It does stick decent to the metal. I'll end it up right there. If you want to come back in and put more tape there, you can. It's not going to gain you a whole lot, like I said. It is just to keep that on there until you get it on the Jeep. And then from there on, it'll be sandwiched with bolts, so it'll be all good. You want to make sure you have enough here on that little strip of metal to hold that. You don't want this thing to come flopping out. So put enough two-side tape to keep it on there. And that's it. All right. I will do the other front, the other rear, and then the next time you'll see me and us is removing the factory Rubicon fender flares from the Jeep. We'll see if we like this. Gotta cut one more spot out. We'll see if we like this stuff. You know, it's not the end of the world till I sell the other fenders. I can always turn back. It's your preference. And I don't know what this Jeep's going to look like with these on it. I like metal tube fenders. Had them on the JK. I would have them on the XJ if I could find them for a price that wasn't crazy. I'm just really proud of that stuff. So, like I said, next time you'll see me, we'll be tearing the other fenders off the Gladiator and installing these. All right. Tools we may need for this job. Of course, get you some gloves, whatever kind of gloves you like these orange GloveWorks gloves. Sorry if they shine too much on the camera. So we'll need an 8mm, 10mm ratchet extension, little Craftsman impact driver. You'll need some body clips, tools, body clip tools. I got 2 of those. You will need either an awl or something, because some of those pins have a little thing that you have to push in, and you can pull them out. If that's too sharp, we use a Phillips head screwdriver. You'll need a set of needle nose pliers and a big old hammer. Okay, big old hammer. All right, we're on the driver's side front, and we will have, I believe, 2 10mm. One right here. We're gonna take off. One. Set that aside. There's the other one. You got an 8mm, I believe, right here, up at the front. I believe that's it. So let's take it off. That's a 10 as well. All right, so somebody has installed these little extra fender lips on here on this Jeep. So I'm going to see. The goal will be to get all this off in one piece, but I don't believe I'm gonna be able to do that. I might be able to. We'll start by pulling all the fender clips out, the inner fender clips out right here. And maybe that allows us to get to the bolts that hold the fender on. We'll see. Goodness, it was on there. Try not to destroy them, because that will make them, if we decide we don't like the fenders we're getting ready to put on, then it don't cost us as much to put them on. I'll put these back on. And for the person that you sell these to, it won't cost them as much to do this stuff. Makes your product a little more valuable. It's okay if they come out. Just try not to destroy them as they come out. Stack all these up, put them in a bag. For the next guy, see, we broke one. There you go. Don't do as I do, do as I don't. Yeah, don't do as I do as I say. Okay. So let's see if this will come out of there now. So yeah, it looks like it will. It'll just pop right out of there. And we can get to our bolts. One more big clip up here. Get off of me, Dust. Sorry I'm in your way, but here's a big old clip, monster clip right there. Got it out. Pretty good. We did it all but one clip. All right, so here's your inner fender. How do you weigh? Now this is on Rubicon. So that means we get to keep this lip on there untouched, unscathed. We will come in here and I'll show you a way to take these clips off without busting them like everybody else does. Okay. All right. The only bolt I found on this whole entire fender is that right there, and it's another 10 millimeter. The trick for getting these clips out. All right, so take your needle nose pliers, push in on that thing, and then with your body tool, pry it out. So there must be another bolt. So I'm not loose as what I think we should be. Right there it is. Okay. So we'll get that guy out too. It's a little bit, yep, the same one. Okay, so now we'll try that again. Take your pliers, clamp or pinch that shut, and pull it out. It'll come out through that plastic without ripping and busting and coming apart. In theory. Yep, that one came. Just got to get it all moving at the same time. And y'all are kind of in my way. Now I'm in your way. Man, no. No. Get in there. That one's out. We'll keep going all the way around. I know it's hard to see me. It's hard to see coming from our light now. Comes out. So after you get some going, it's like they almost want to take yourself out. So it helps. Just pinch those. And we're going to get that other tool in here. It's good to have more than one tool. See, get that thing pinched, it almost wants to fly out of there. There we go. All right, so now we got two more right here on the corners. I don't know if I'm able to get to them to pop them out the way I'm doing these others. Two more body clips, or two more Christmas trees as we call them. Hold a little piece of plastic in here, block you from getting to these other two, so we'll pop them off. Note where they go. That little piece comes off as well. I believe that we'll probably save that because that'll keep stuff from building up in that hole. So if you buy these, you won't get that piece. All right, so now you can reach in here and grab the white clip here at the front. Pop it out. Okay. And then we'll just have to, there's no way to get to that other one, so it's just going to be probably broken. I feel like something else is holding us up, but I don't see nothing else. So it's just, I'm being a little careful. That's all it is. Okay. So that's what happens when you break one of those little clips. It shatters and falls to the ground. Okay. Got something still holding us up. Figure out what that is. Sorry, getting blinded now. Something right up front. Y'all tell me where that is. Let me know when I get there. I don't believe I'm going to be able to get behind it. So that's going to be another one we're going to have to just yank off, clean up later. All right, stand by. Don't let me hit you. Okay, I might get to it now. One thing I have forgotten to do, which I'm going to do before we proceed any further, we don't pry that way. Don't pry where your paint is, okay? Paint that's going to be seen. That'd be bad. All right, we're going to take off the electrical plug for lights. Get a little tool, figure out which way it goes. Hey, do you push in or do you pull out? I believe you pull out, you do. All right. You've got the, oh, push right there. Easy, man, it's easy. Pull a little red thing out right here and then push it on that tab and it comes right out. I mean, you know, y'all should have known that. Got the electrical unplugged, which go to all the lights, turn signals, things of that nature. Finding rocks in there. All right, so now we should be able to just pop this one clip off. I still don't want to destroy this clip, but I don't want to destroy my Jeep, so I'm gonna pop this one clip off and then this fender will be ours. There it is, it's off. So that's a perfectly good fender. We will put those on the marketplace for too long. This is just some Dawn water mixed up here, just to get the big stuff off. And we'll come back with a microfiber. Just get all this stuff dried up, cleaned up. That way we got a good surface. No scratching going on underneath this because we do not want rust to build up behind this fender. And people will give you a hard time about cleaning your stuff up, taking care of it. Who cares? They don't have to pay for it. When you're in a body shop fixing rust that didn't have to be there. That's the point, you know. Get it now. Why you never gonna have? I hope to never have this fender off again. If I don't like these fenders, maybe I do, but maybe not. Right? So clean it up now. This ain't a pavement princess, so stuff gets underneath here, right? So you can see where before I put the rubber welding on here, you know, the trick to keep rocks from getting in here, rocks got in here and made some scratches, right? They're not through the clear coat, so they're not enough to worry about, but there is rubbing all along that line, okay? So if you did have through the clear coat scratches, fix them now, right now. All right, guys, I got this mocked up here. As you can see, the rubber piece I put on there. What I mainly want to do is see if we got holes and be able to get to everything, put the bolts and stuff in. And also, I want to show you this, what I was telling you about before, the scratches. So once I get this lined up, it's right there. Okay, so that's where that thing should ride. Maybe up just a little bit higher. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, where that old fender sat, I can still see those scratches. So I'm gonna turn you off for a minute. I'm gonna take the fender back out. I'm gonna buff that until I'm happy with it. You do the same thing. You do it till you're happy with it, okay? It is your rig. But let's look at this thing with this thing just sitting here to see if we're even gonna like it. All right, that reminds me of my JK. Let's get a front view of it. Woo. Yeah, I think it's pretty sick. What do y'all think? I think it's going to look fine. I don't see any reason to not proceed. If you feel differently, let me know in the comments. All right, so when you buy your stuff used, make sure you buy it for somebody good, right? So this guy kept all the hardware I needed and gave it to me. So I've got all the hardware for the front fenders right here in this little bag. I did not cover the two things you'll need to install these fenders. That's number 5, hex bit or whatever, Allen, and then a 13 millimeter. We'll go through here. We'll set this up here, put all the bolts in, get them started, and then we'll tighten them up. Now this is stainless steel hardware, so you may want to use an anti-seize or something like that on these bolts and screws. That's up to you. You do what you feel will be needed, and they do have the knurled ends, so they should grab without the use of a self-locking bolt or nut or a washer. So, all right, so we're just going to set it up here, start popping them in. It's going to be one that's a real pain to get to, but it'll be all right. All right, so that one's there. We'll get it started. I'm sorry I'm in your way. Like I said, just get it started. We want to get it to where the fender isn't going to fall off on us. That'd be goal number one, and then goal number two will be prettying it all up, lining it up, and then permanent install. Sorry y'all are in my way so much. That one's going to be kind of tough to get to, so go ahead and put it on your wrench. Let it go flying. That doesn't happen to y'all guys. I know it doesn't happen to y'all. Y'all are way better at this than I am. I'll tell you that now. So if you're not having that happen, I don't think you're doing anything. So we got to figure out just how to get it in there without it falling off. So let's do it. Turn around that way. Get it up there where we can see it. And go. All right. It can be done. Even if you got big hands, big fingers. Yeah. I'll find the one that got away here in a minute. All right, so now what we're going to do is get one of these. We're going to center this thing up, kind of get it as pretty can be. Make sure all the other bolt holes line up. And then I'll stick this to it. Again, fat fingers don't help. I think the fender needs to be picked up just a touch. It'll help me out greatly. Number 3 down. Remember, I've lost 3, so I got to find 3. Y'all help me to find 3 whenever. Just keep banging around. All of them have hit the ground, so at least they're not trapped in the Jeep somewhere. It's a good thing. And I'm going to get these started and get them in, and then I'll bring you back. All right, guys, one other thing you're going to need. 2 other things. You're going to need a light. You're going to need some patience. You're going to need a bigger hammer. That's to help. Once you get these started, they don't want to move. So you just kind of got to pick up and beat this up to where the rest of these holes will align and give you that fraction of an inch to get the bolt started. Once it's started, it's good. But yeah. All right, so the front fender is on. We're going to have to figure out where we're going to stick all these wire. Probably right up in here, but then you just take and hook that up the same way the other one came off. So the little red clip isn't on this one, so I might have to steal it off of mine. Let's see if it comes off. All right, it don't come off, so it should be good. And then we'll zip tie all this up. Yeah. So let's look and see. I'll get the keys and see what happens when we do the little clicker and see what happens with the lights. Yep, hey, look there. It lit up. There, it lit up again. Don't know when the little white light's supposed to shine. Maybe when the running light's is on. So we'll look at all that again after the job is done. All right, so there's the marker lights. This little guy right here is going to stay there because I'm not cutting my Jeep for fenders. It's kind of hard to see in there, but it's all buttoned up. Nice and neat. Put that welding on, guys. No matter what fender you get, put the welding on. That will keep rocks and the fender from doing this right there to your Jeep, okay? All right, next we're going to start on the rear. All right, so the rear is a little different. Should be a little simpler. Sorry, the light's coming in pretty good, but it's hot out there. So there's no nuts or bolts holding on the inner fender anywhere. So you don't have to do with that. So it'll just be a bunch of body clips, Christmas trees. And then I've got my airbag system coming through right here. So I'm going to take that out. We'll have to find a new, oh, I lied to you. Look there. 3. Wait a minute. Can't see. There are 3 8mm right there. So. All right. Again, 8mm. 8mm. Save your screws. Guys, if you drop one of those, don't wait to pick it up. Pick it up now, or it will be in this tire. And we're going to be real mad if it's in that tire. Oh, and by the way, y'all didn't do too good a job of helping me keep track of all the nuts I was losing on the front, because I'm still missing one. All the way from back here, I think I see it. Good job. Y'all did help. And we'll spin this guy off. Maybe. Ow. I don't remember how it's on there. Okay. Right there, just come through. I want the cap. Ow. We'll stick all that back on there for now. Again, just the air hose going over to my airbags, just to support all the extra weight from the roof rack, rooftop tent, all that stuff. So all it's doing is up there supporting all that. So we'll put that on there. We'll find a new home for it. We'll reach down and get our Christmas tree removal tool. We'll start right here's one. Again, try to work them out to where they don't break. If somebody else is buying these, or if you're reinstalling these, it will save you money and it will make your customer happy. There we go. Save, put it down there. Long reach one up in there. I don't know how we're going to get to that one just yet. I'm being blinded by that sun coming in, but it's so hot in here. There's another one. Down here's another one. Again, take your time, Chuck. Oh, broke one, see? I didn't listen to me. And right up in here is a pain in the butt one. We gonna try to get. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I feel like a chunk on the Goonies. Ow. Don't got it. All right. So that's done. All right, so back here, remember where I said you're going to need the little punch? That may be where we actually have to have these, because I think all of these go in to the same. Nope, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's keep pulling. Nope. Okay, so some of them use them, some of them don't, so we will have to pop some of these that's being held on, like one up here, maybe one, I don't know, let's see. Yeah,
Okay, so I pop this one out. You simply just push up on that. I don't know what I just did. I might have sent it to the moon. And then we'll pull this out. Again, keep these. Your customer will be thankful. Yeah, okay. Now we'll find the next one, which I think is right here. Get it. Push that up. Yeah, that's the thing we need, the thing that just went flying. So if you save that thing, that's what they need. If not, I mean, you're going to sell these at a good price. So they can't be too mad at you. All right, let's try to wiggle out again. Wiggle some more out. Okay, there's probably 2 more. Yep. Let's go. Bigger. Just be along, it's okay. Here's on. Stubborn. Stay alone. Try the trick. Now, something. I know trick for that. At least put it on, so the rest of it up. Here, toss it done. So what I do, just turn it out. And just pull out. Alright. Hold on, microphone. Alright, all of those are out. We will put those back in so we don't lose them when we get the fender off. So as far as fender bolts, back here, I see none. So it's going to be just the plastic clips. There are going to be possibly a couple that we can't get to, possibly, but most of them we ought to get to and pull out without breaking them. We'll get started on that. That one was just being mean. I don't know why. The clip's still good. We can still reuse it. Microphone, you're up in the way. Sit up there for a minute. They're just a little more ornery than the fronts. I mean, by now the fronts were popping out themselves. Just meaner. I don't know why you're so mean. Yeah, it's starting to cooperate a little bit. That one's already out. That one's just about already out. Okay, those are out. That's out. We continue on. Like I said, once you get some pressure on them, they should start really kind of popping themselves out. I'm sorry, you're looking at the back of my dadgum big old head. All right, I'm getting ready to pop the rest of these off. Hopefully, one or two is still hung on right there, just not wanting to give up just yet. Yep, we can get them to cooperate right now. Well, that's the problem. I just need about 3 more hands out. 3 would be enough, I think. Okay, that one's popped out. That one's popped out. That one's popped out. All right. We're ready to fall. We gotta get these. There's a couple that's up in here that you gotta get from the back side of this joker. And they're gonna be the most aggravating, of course. Oh. I got it. Calm down. Alright, so that back one broke there. Just because the angle would come off. Alright, so that fender's off. Again, clean here before you put the new one on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there is the rear fender. Ever see me out? There's a quick glimpse of how to get to the YouTube channel. But that is installed. Again, hopefully we'll be able to afford fender liners soon. We'll show you putting those on. Now look at the front. I like it. Alright, so I'm going to do the other side and I will bring you back when everything's said and done for a look at it on the ground. Alright, here's the look at the Jeep with the fender on. Factory fenders, Rubicon, Highline, and there we get to the Fishbone metal tube fenders. Alright, here's a look at the hind end. Factory Rubicon, Highline fenders, and there is your who knows what brand metal fenders. Flat fenders, tube fenders, whatever you want to call them. Hey guys, here's the finished product. Rear fenders. Front fenders. Checking out the signal lights now. So that one's working. That one's working. There's the other side. Awesome. Easy job. I believe I'm going to like these. So my factory ones will be for sale. Check it out on Facebook Marketplace. Coming soon. Alright guys, we got another finished product. That's all for this video. Please like and subscribe. I believe we're up to 98 subscribers now. So that's a big step. Tell your friends. Next video we got. I don't think I have anything else to put on this one. Got some trailer brakes to adjust on the Jeep, thanks to Gator Overland, what is what it's called. His channel, John down there. So I'm gonna do that. I may or may not show you that, but we will be going riding the 11th of May. So I know that'll be a video, and we should have 4 or 5 rigs going. So we'll try to get a bunch of footage. But please like, subscribe, share, come back.